morning, folks. I'm Anastasia Goldberg, and I'm here with my lovely partner, Becky Klein. And today we would like to wish you a very happy National Pet Day on this beautiful April 11th. Now, how better to celebrate than with a history of our wondrous pets?
I agree. It's 2040 after all, and it's time that today's news recognizes our furry and not so furry friends. And I've got to say, we've come a tremendous way since 2014 when we had all this useless legal fuss over keeping gorgeous and loving animals like capybaras.
Now, I'm a tad bit biased here, though even with all the new interesting animals you can keep as pets, I still think guinea pigs are the best. But can you tell us some of the other fantastic creatures that you can choose to adopt on this 78-degree day with some clouds and possibility of rain later in the afternoon?
Of course, we have our dogs, cats, hamsters, and gerbils, but we also have skunk, hedgehogs, tigers, capybaras, lions, apes, foxes, parrots, snakes, and other various reptiles that finally were made illegal to own only a couple years ago.
I still remember the day. That very same day the horrible, ugly truths about the multi-million-dollar black market for exotics were exposed. I recall it was something like $160 billion were coursing through the veins of industry only 50 years ago. I'm so glad that the government now can regulate these heinous acts. Did you know several of these animals died during transport?
And if they don't die, they were forced into abusive environments, and tortoises, like our little friends here, were taped inside their shells to make more rooms in the cages. Parent apes were killed so poachers can get their young, and it's all just to get around useless laws.
Most owners didn't even see the darker side of the trade. They only sat on one of the 1,000 trading sites and mercilessly decided the fate of helpless animals that deserved love from the first day they started their journey to a new home. But the trade couldn't stop there. Living animals are one of the purchasable items. Tusks, bones, skins, pelts, and other animal products were also made widely available.
It's hard to ever imagine that the government knowingly lets this continue without making it legal so they could regulate it, or at least make federal, state, and local laws come to an agreement on the matter.
It was a real shame, but let's move on to a cheerier subject. How about you tell us some of the medical ailments we should prevent from happening in our hopefully well-cared-for exotics?
Well, just like puppies and kitties, your exotics need to go to the vets. Arthritis is a hardening of the arteries and happens mostly in parrots due to their high-fat diet and lack of exercise. Arthritis is a painful joint disorder that is highly common in guinea pigs because, let's get real here, they're a little bit tubby. Their kidney failure is when kidneys don't function properly and toxins build up in the blood. Watch your rabbits for this problem. Gout is uric buildup in the blood, and it can usually be found in birds unless they get enough vitamin A. Keep an eye out for cataracts. That's when the lenses of the eyes go from clear to opaque. If not caught early enough, operating on small pets may be impossible.
Please check with your vet before bringing in your exotic. Not all will treat them, and a few will really charge you. But that's a big part of deciding whether or not one of these pets is right for you. And while you're there, please get your pet its necessary shots.
Yep, these animals still carry herpes bees, monkeypox, and salmonella, so be sure to get your vaccines when you stop out of the vet. You may also consider getting your children vaccinated just to be safe.
Speaking of children, your family dynamics also are a huge part of your new pet's life. This could be a fantastic learning experience for the kids. Children may not be best around tigers or animals with hunting instincts, as they would move fast and do something to startle your big friend. Special precautions should be taken with families that have infants. There is still an animal out there for you. Birds, capybaras, hedgehogs, and sugar gliders make wonderful family additions.
Ooh, this reminds me of a letter that came to the station not too long ago. It says, if society overreacts and bans exotics because of the actions of a few deranged individuals, then we need to ban kids, as it's the only way to stop child abuse. And we need to ban humans because it's the only way to stop murder. Silly, isn't it? Thanks, Susanna Kugel, for that amazing point. Banning children would be completely absurd, and so would be banning the world's best companions.
Here's a list of the top 10 most popular exotic companions. Capybaras, stick insects, miniature donkeys, hedgehogs, pygmy goats, sugar gliders, wallabies, skunks, and at the top, Madagascar hissing cockroaches.
All these animals are prey animals, so just save all the little animals you can save. But let's not forget about our bigger predatory animals. Either both predator and prey may cause problems outdoors, so be sure to keep them on a leash and keep them within strong fencing, always carefully watching them. We don't want our local wildlife to suffer from the introduction of new animals. And if you have little animals, we don't want predators to endanger them.
Keep an especially close eye on animals that may not be adjusting well, and never let your reptiles out of their cages unless during carefully supervised holding time. Snakes should not be let outside.
Just look at it this way. You're providing a home with shelter, food, water, and love. But let's just say your cute little baby tortoise has grown to an unmanageable adult. Should you release it? No. Talk to your vet about placement options. There is no reason to release them or fail to meet their needs, no matter how difficult.
We're very lucky to have all sorts of options if we are unable to continue providing a happy home for our pets. But then again, we'd almost have to. There are hundreds of millions of pets out there, unlike back in 2006 when there were 18.2 million small animals and 11 million reptiles. It's hard to imagine what it was like not being surrounded by neighbors that have multiple reptiles or small animals.
Another thing you must consider before adopting, not buying, but adopting your creature, is can your insurance cover it? Insurance says our little creatures must be considered objects that pose extreme liability. Out of 4.5 million dog bites, 900,000 of them will need medical attention. So, as you can imagine, your big cat may make or break your insurance. Companies can deny you service based off your pet. However, how many you may have, their breed, and how unpredictable they seem. Unfortunately, the more exotics you have, the less likely you'll be able to get insurance. But this shouldn't be a problem if you keep a watchful eye on them and make sure they're always on a leash.
For years, zoo captivity has been the forefront of helping endangered animals or ones that have been harmed and need our help. Be a home for an animal that needs you today. Thank you for listening to our newscast today. Don't forget those umbrellas this afternoon, and happy National Pet Day. Please stay tuned for our short documentary following this program. But the news you did earlier was just so great.
Thank you.